Okay, it's time for a new story arc. We've just finished the Dark Phoenix saga. It's time to pick up something else and start a new story arc review. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the Long Box. So I've just pulled out some new a new story arc. It is called Round Robin, The Sidekicks Revenge, Part 1 of 6. So, the comic. Amazing Spider-Man. It runs through the Amazing Spider-Man. It runs through issue 353 through 358. It was written by Al Milgrom. Mark Bagley did the arts. And it's a pretty good story so far. I've only read the first issue. I haven't read this in a long time. So I decided, hey, well, let's review it. Let's review it together, and we'll see what we like, what we don't like about this, and hey, who knows? Maybe it actually will be a good story arc. It probably is a good story arc. I have no idea. We'll find out, and then I'll let you know at the end of the 6 reviews whether I liked it or not. All right, so first we start out with a thing called the Secret Empire. Now, I don't know what the Secret Empire is. It's a clandestine organization. It's got guys in black hoods with Roman numerals on their chests refer to themselves as 5, 7, and whatnot. I don't know who these dudes are, but they have some trial of combat. They got a guy dressed up like a ninja, and he's fighting a bunch of other dudes with black belts, and they have axes and knives and swords and whatnot. And he seems to be doing a pretty good job of holding his own. And he snaps. He seems to be super strong, a lot stronger than these other guys are individually. He's like snapping the haft of weapons. He's, blocking things, this and that. I don't know who this guy is, but they call him Midnight. They said, okay, Midnight. And he goes, as you wish, number 7. And he rips his hood off, and he goes, no martial artist, no matter how skilled, has a chance against the cyborg might of Jeff Wilde. Now, Jeff Wilde is somebody. I didn't know who he was at the start of this, but he is somebody that you might recognize if you've read any Moon Knight. So if you have, let me know in the comments. So he is now been turned into like a cyborg by the Secret Empire, and he's been given a Midnight, dressed up in a ninja costume, and he has been sent on a mission. He goes, recently our goals were dealt a severe blow by Spider-Man, the Punisher, and Midnight's former mentor, the Moon Knight. So, now we know who he is. Jeff Wilde was Moon Knight's sidekick at some point. And now they want him. He's going to become one of the super secret agents of the Secret Empire. And his first mission is to go rescue Powerball from the police precinct. He was put into a jail cell for some reason. All right. Then we go over and we see Peter Parker sitting on the couch with Mary Jane. Of course, they got a good cushion between them. I think if you're dating, you can be, you can sit closer together. But it's 1991. And then Aunt May comes in and finds out there's wrestling on, and apparently Aunt May is a huge wrestling fan. I did not know this as well. I didn't realize Aunt May is a huge wrestling fan, and she was kind of upset because she forgot to watch it, so she's going to sit there and watch it now instead of making cookies. Cool, Aunt May. I had no idea you were that big of a wrestling fan that, we had to pause all of that and go do cookies. So we have Peter Parker kicks out. He hears something's going on, and he's going to head out to go take care of this thing. And then he references something that just happened in another comic, or in the last set of comics, that Darkhawk had made an appearance. Darkhawk had done something where he's given basically, you're fighting Hobgoblin. And Spider-Man was trying to give him the lesson that Uncle Ben gave him. With great power comes great responsibility. You need to be really, really careful with your power. You got to watch out for civilians and people around and innocent bystanders and all these kind of things. But Darkhawk seems to be a younger individual, and it doesn't, he's trying, right? We come to find out that Darkhawk is actually a young kid. I don't remember how old he is, but his dad was a police officer, and his name is Jimmy. Or no, his name is, I forgot his name. Well, I don't see it right here. So, but he goes to a precinct, and he's trying to look. His father was a cop, and his father has gone missing. So he's trying to figure out what happened to his dad. Where did my dad go? What happened? And so he is looking through there just as Midnight breaks through the wall and decides to get Powerball. And he's like, where's Elliot Franklin? Where's Thunderball? Thunderball, not Powerball. Thunderball. Right now, he's part of the wrecking crew. He's the guy that carries a big ball on a chain. Well, so he is like beating all the cops up. So this young kid goes, I've got to use the amulet. He's got the dark amulet. I got to turn into Darkhawk and help, save. Because this could go bad. Well, Midnight actually does get Thunderball. I say that right. Thunderball broken out of prison, and they're getting ready to leave. Cops are shooting, and then his dad's buddy, Jimmy, the police officer, lieutenant, I think, and he kind of Thunderhawk grabs and pushes Powerball or Thunderball. I can't say Powerball. I say that all the time. Thunderball and Midnight out through the wall, and they start crashing to the ground. Right. So now the fight ensues out there. Now apparently the Secret Empire has guys up and above, and they're watching this whole thing happen, and they're kind of keeping an eye on it. Hey, let this be his trial by fire. So he kind of goes after Darkhawk. Now Darkhawk's got this shield power. He's got a beam power, so he's blasting the things that Midnight's throwing at him. He's able to put up a shield and etc. I don't know if he can actually fly, but he can glide. So, but he's got to get up high to actually get the glide. Now we flip over and we see Punisher. Now Punisher's being Punisher. There's some young punk, and he's trying to get information from him. And the kid's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I have no idea. And then just as Punisher leaves him, the kid pulls a gun and tries to shoot him. And Punisher's like, I'm not the normal superhero, man. I take care. I don't play by the same rules. I play by the same rules as the enemy, not the other superheroes. So Darkhawk blasts. It's again fighting. He's got actually a repel claw thing and he throws that, and he swings around, and he hits Midnight and throws him down. Now Midnight throws this platform thing at Darkhawk. Darkhawk evades, but it kind of just flies up, and that is just as Peter Parker starts showing up, and he's like, dude, that guy almost threw that thing into orbit. And so Peter Parker's there, and then all the 7 Secret Empire guys on these sleds start flying down to start talking Darkhawk. Now that's where Peter Parker's like, listen, I don't know who the bad guy is. I met Darkhawk before, but he seemed like, and I'm not sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I don't know. And then I see Midnight. Now, when Secret Empire comes in and starts aiding Midnight, therefore, I'm going to help Darkhawk. And that's how he just he comes in, hits Midnight, knocks him for a loop. And then Darkhawk kind of grabs this, shoots his repel thing onto one of the gliders that these guys are flying. And he uses it to throw himself into Midnight, or into the glider flyer. But what it caused the glider to do is to swing around like this and start going toward Innocence. And Spider-Man sees it at the last minute. He's fighting Midnight, but he sees it at the last minute, ends up having to shoot, boom, and grab it, and he's pulling like this to try to keep it from hitting the people. And he ends up swinging it around and throwing it into a trash can, but he knows he can't let go because of the force behind it. If he lets go at all, it's going to hit people. People are going to get damaged, injured, hurt, and all this kind of stuff. And then he leaves himself open to being hit in the back by Midnight, which he knew was coming, but he couldn't do anything about it because he's saving people. Again, with great power becomes great responsibility. And he knows he's got to take the punch to save the Innocents. So, Midnight's still just laying into Spider-Man. Darkhawk finally comes in and punches Midnight again, and then blasts him with the repel ray, like a shield ray, right? And he's holding him to the wall. And Spider-Man comes, pulls the mask off him, and finds out it's Jeff Wilde, which is, of course, we know, Moon Knight's sidekick. And he's like, you know this guy, Spidey? Yeah, not really. Met him once, just before he got killed. He was wearing a Moon Knight costume, but he was just the real Moon Knight's sidekick. And some bad guys came in, and he jumped in the way, and he got fried. But apparently, Secret Empire got him, took him, changed him into a cyborg of some sort, and now Darkhawk accidentally lets him free, and that's when Spidey sense starts tingling, and Thunderball comes in and try to take Spider-Man's head off. And then Midnight kicks him. He grabs Thunderball, jumps up to one of the flying platform things. Spidey just able to get a tracker thrown out on top of him, but they head out. And to divert attention, to keep Spider-Man and Darkhawk from chasing him, he knocks one of the other gliders and aims it at some people, and it's about to hit this old lady in a wheelchair. So, and then Spider-Man is like, I see it, but there's no way we can get to it in time to stop it. Dum, bum, bum. All right, so that's the first part, part one of the round robin Sidekicks Revenge. Sidekick, not Sidekicks. Sidekicks Revenge. So far, great Spider-Man. A lot of action. I like Darkhawk in it. A young superhero trying to learn what to do. He's wanting to do good. He's still trying to find his dad, but he's got to learn this responsibility, how to fight, how to handle the innocence and stuff around him, and keep people safe. That is good. Good writing on it. Good. There's definitely stakes. We get to see intrigue. There's the secret empire. There's so much things going on here, and it's a good story. And it's a good Spider-Man story. Action, adventure, all this kind of stuff. And Spider-Man's not being so silly. He's being like a responsible adult here. The responsible adult in the situation. And Punisher being Punisher. That's always good. So I enjoyed it so far. Part 1 done of Round Robin, the Sidekicks Revenge. It's a good story so far, so hopefully you'll join us next time. If you like this review, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here in the Long Box.